Overlord episode 2 season 4. And right off the bat, let me just say that I'm probably going to forget a lot of things of what happened in the episode because I literally just watched the episode. Of course, I will watch it a couple of times after doing this review, but I normally only watch it for a first time and then do the episode review because I sort of want to have my raw thoughts, my general raw thoughts and opinions on the episode without having any biases. So yeah, this episode is a little bit different than the first episode in the sense that we get in this second episode we get a little bit more of the actual story of Overlord, because in the first episode it was a little bit more focused on Ainz and how he will rule over his city, over his kingdom, over whatever you want to call it, a kingdom of darkness or city of darkness. That was basically all that happened in episode 1, with a little bit of here and there of inner dialogue and important stuff, but mostly that. And in this second episode we actually get a little bit more of, you can call it, advancement of the plot of the main story, because we get to see mainly Albedo go into her mission, which is to visit the re-estize kingdom and introduce herself as the right hand of Ainz, and she's doing important things, just plotting things behind the kingdom's back and doing all sort of things. So yeah, this episode just as a base is a lot different than the first one, which is really cool because of course we want to see the story advance little by little and don't get stuck just with nonsense. And yeah, already I can say that I actually liked the episode, although it wasn't really packed with action or anything like that. We didn't see any spells or any important plot twists or things of that nature. It was still important because of the advancement of the story. So we get introduced to a lot of new characters in the episode. For example, we get introduced to Philip, which is he's a low noble, and he's the one that touched Albedo's shoulder and kind of wanted to hug her and marry her up in his own words. So yeah, we get introduced to him, which apparently Albedo was going to use him as a pawn or as a fodder person. And yeah, although she actually does hate him because she doesn't want to get touched by anybody that is not Ainz or gone. So yeah, it's kind of funny to see that. And well, we get introduced to another character, which I forget his name because like I said, I only watched it one time, which was the old man that was training Brain into being a better warrior, you can call it like that. And apparently he's an adamantite, something like that, a warrior or class warrior adventurer. And yeah, so just by that you can already say that he is a really strong person, because the other one is Evil Eye, which we also see at the start of the episode, and she is also really strong. I mean, not strong compared to the Ainz Guild, of course, but I mean pretty strong in the sense of this new world that they're in. So yeah, apparently not apparently, I mean he is really strong, to be honest, because being that class of warrior or adventurer already says a lot of things about you. And yeah, we see him training Brain. Apparently he was the one that came up with the idea of basically fostering homeless children, because in the war that happened at the end of the third season, a lot of children were left without parents because a lot of soldiers died in that battle. So yeah, they're having like a foster home, but at the same time it's a home where they can analyze which one of those children have potential in order to be a future warrior. Princess Renner actually likes that idea too. We get to see a little bit more of her psychology, of her way of thinking a lot in this episode, because although the episode was mainly focused on Albedo, the second person, the most important person that was focused upon in this episode was Princess Renner herself, because we see her throughout the whole episode. She literally is at the beginning and literally at the end of the episode. So yeah, we get to see a little bit more of her, which is actually interesting because in the first, I don't know if she was introduced in the first season, but in the first 3 seasons I wanted to see a little bit more of her, because she's a pretty interesting character, to say the least. I mean, she's pretty unique in the whole world of Overlord, because she's that twisted personality that will do anything to achieve her goals, just like a lot of people in the guild of Ainz, but she is especially evil, really evil. I guess I could describe her like that, like really evil. So yeah, actually I'm going to talk about her because at the beginning of the episode we see her talking with Evil Eye about how powerful she is, and yeah, we can see showing the episode a little bit of her personality, because we see that she is a really interesting person in the sense that she is interested in seeing what other people or how powerful other people are. She's that weird, if you can call it like that, because just like the foster home for children, she's really interested in seeing which of those have potential to be something great. And she even asked Evil Eye if how powerful she is, what are her secrets and things of that nature. And of course, Evil Eye doesn't actually tell her. So yeah, you can already see that a part of her personality, that she is a really interesting person in the sense that she's interested in seeing how other people or how powerful they are. I don't know for what sense. I don't know if she does that in order for her to manipulate them. Because even at the end of the episode, she actually asked for Ainz to Albedo to tell her a little bit more about Ainz. I don't know for what reason. I don't know if she is interested in his persona just for the sense of being interested, or she actually wants to use him or something like that. I doubt that, because I don't think she's that foolish. And if she does actually think that, well, of course it's not going to work, because I mean there are a lot of people you have to get into before meeting Ainz going into even thinking of manipulating. So yeah, I don't think that is her plan, and if she is, it will fail miserably. That is one part of her personality, being really interested in powerful people, in people that could potentially be used as tools or pawns. I mean, that last thing wasn't actually mentioned in the episode. Yes, that is just more speculation of my part, but it would seem to be that way. Or maybe she's just interested for the sake of being interested. Maybe we'll get an explanation for that in later episodes. And another part of Princess Renner, which is tied with Albedo's mission, was that we already knew or got hints that she will betray, or she was on her way to betraying the kingdom, because I mean her wicked personality already hinted that. But I think it was a dialogue between the Muse and Albedo and Ainz, or a combination of those three, which happened at the third season or second season, something like that, where they were talking about how wicked she was and how they could potentially use her. So yeah, we already got hints of that, and I mean this second episode of the fourth season confirmed it, because she is already going to betray the kingdom, unless we get a plot twist and she isn't actually going to do that. But yeah, apparently she's going to betray the kingdom. There's going to be a big famine. They're going to slaughter and invade the kingdom, just like Albedo said at the second half of the episode, and mostly at the end. So yeah, there's going to be big developments in the future episode of the anime. And when I say big, I really do mean big, because I mean there's going to be an invasion, there's going to be a famine, there's going to be a whole lot of things. Meanwhile, Ainz at the start of the episode is contemplating how to rule his kingdom still, because he wants to integrate all other races or creatures or whatever you want to call them into his kingdom. But of course he has doubts on how to do it, because he doesn't want to actually upset the Muse and Albedo and everybody else, because they are strictly opposed to humans, especially, and to other lowly creatures as they see them, because well, they simply don't want to do that. They simply don't want to live with other creatures. So yeah, Ainz has a big problem to solve. I don't know how he will do that. He has to do it on his own, because he even admitted that he has to do it on his own, because he doesn't want to ask for advice, especially the Muse and Albedo. So yeah, I don't know how he will do that, but maybe there's going to be clash between those three. That will seem to be a big plot in the Overlord anime, how they will integrate other creatures into the Darkness Kingdom. I mean, it could be just that Ainz asked them, and being the person that he is, this overpowered being God, they will simply accept, and it could be something like that. I could also actually see them having a discussion and things of that nature in how to handle other races. So I don't know how important that will be in the future of the story. It will seem to be important, but let's see what happens with that part of the story. So yeah, throughout this whole episode we get many different things of the plot point of the story developing. We get, like I said already, Ainz with his own problems. We get Albedo doing her mission. We get Princess Renner. We get brain training. We get a whole lot of things. And mainly I would like to say that this episode is really good, because it actually introduces us into new stories, into new or side stories or mini stories that will develop simultaneously throughout the whole fourth season. So let's see where all the things that were introduced in in this episode will take us. I'm sorry if this anime review of the second episode was all over the place, because I don't really have a script. I just simply talk about things that I remember throughout the whole episode. I don't really talk about what happened first, what happened second, what happened third. I literally just talk about things that happen in the episode when I'm remembering them. And like I said, I don't have a guideline, a script. I just talk about what I remember at the moment. I will definitely watch it a couple of more times, like I do with all animes, because just watching it one time doesn't actually do justice to not only to the episode but to the whole anime. So yeah, I think I will actually do that, and I guess we'll see how Albedo handles things. I don't know if Ainz agree with all the things that Albedo will do. I don't know if he's actually informed of all the things that she will do. So yeah, we have to see what happens in that aspect too. So yeah, I mean, that is my episode review of the anime, and I guess I'll see you in the next episode review.